I'm Andrew, because you didn't know.
Tyler, because you forgot.
Well, it's been a while. Crazy last few months. So those who did watch us earlier, starting off, we had to take a little hiatus because there was no sports around. So now that sports are trying to come back,
We're back.
we're back.
Sports are back. Bubbles. Some leagues are in bubbles. Some leagues aren't in bubbles. Some bubbles have already been penetrated, apparently.
Yeah. Some NBA, well, not some NBA players. One NBA player in particular.
Yeah.
Decided, he left the bubble for good reason. He had some family issues. While he was out,
Dude wanted some wings.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
We got to start with the facts, though. Okay, he went to Atlanta or Georgia area for some family issues, So he decided to go to his favorite place and to get some wings. Just so happened that place was Exotic Dance Club, which was very famous for its wings and thighs.
Breasts.
If you know what I mean. All right?
So?
I mean, when you're in a pandemic and your job tells you to,
stay safe, because it's not only you that you got to worry about. It's, other players, staff, your family. But
probably shouldn't go to a strip club to get some wings.
nah, just order it in.
Especially in the beginning. It hadn't even started yet. They were practicing still. So, but I mean, if you have a wing named after you, can't help but not go get some.
I mean, I would. I mean, if a place named something after me, of course I'm going to go there whenever I'm in town.
And from what I hear, they have some awesome wings. So
Maybe next time we're down there, we'll have to go there and try them out.
don't think my wife will like that. So I have to order to go. They have, I guess they have a delivery service, or a little.
I'm sure they do.
But next time, be a little smarter, Lou. Be a little smarter.
Just a little. So, the bubble, just in general. What? There's 2 sports in a bubble?
So you got NBA, we just talked about. MLB has a bubble. Soccer has a bubble.
Oh, yeah.
Hockey has a bubble. So
all of them but football.
All of them have been successful so far.
Yeah, I've heard pretty much hockey and soccer got it figured out.
Yeah.
Like they got it on lock.
NBA is on lock too because they have no cases of COVID at all. All their guys have been tested.
It was a rocky start for the NBA. It was a rocky start.
Yeah, but no one
may not have been penetrated once or twice. Who knows?
But no one ever tested positive. That's the whole thing. As long as they don't test positive, everything should be good. MLB didn't start off too hot either, especially down there in Miami.
Just saying, if you got to put a snitch line out. And what's the payoff for the snitch line? Like, what? Why?
Some people are scared. Some people might have beef with somebody. You're like, hey, we need to get him off a few games or so.
Yeah, but if nothing happens.
See, if I was in MLB and they had the snitch thing, and you saw Houston Astro players doing some things, you'd be like, I'm gonna call them up. But hey, I saw these players cheating again.
No, I think I would just try and beam them in the head with the ball, honestly. Fast pitch, right down the center, right for the noggin. Take them out.
So, the bubble it's been successful in some areas.
Some areas, yes. Some areas, no.
The NFL, one of the few team sports that doesn't have a bubble. So the question is, should they have a bubble, or other protocols should they have?
I think it's harder the NFL is harder because they have way more people with teams than all the other leagues. They got way more players on the rosters than other leagues. So I mean, you gotta come up with almost 3 times the room as the other leagues
Well, you're
just
talking
to
about
accommodate one team.
there's like what 100 plus, personnel per team. So trying to test them.
And 53 of them just on just the players.
Yeah, like you gotta include all the medical staff. Like what do you do? You can't.
You got medical staff, you got trainers, you got all the coaches, the scouts.
Would you cut down? Like, you scouts don't necessarily need to travel, really. Like doctors, should you just cut down to like 1 or 2 doctors? I mean, like an assistant here and there. You got massage therapists, you got your, just your personal trainers, fit like conditioning, like all those guys, like.
Yeah, or maybe you just lock them down in their hometown. You put the players and maybe a couple coaches, or players, some trainers, lock them down in some hotels in their hometown, and maybe have the hub cities of each team just as the bubble.
So like lock down in a local hotel.
Yeah, lock them down in a local hotel. You guys can't leave this hotel for any reason. No one comes in, no one comes out. Have maybe some staff guards at the front, no one in, no one out. Test the players before they get there. I don't see why they can't do that.
That's what the NBA is doing. They have all their guys in the hotel, in the few hotels. Only people who are in there are the players. Obviously, some staff. But the contact interaction is very minimal.
Yeah, contact, I'm pretty sure in the NBA bubble is just between them. The only thing they can do, I'm pretty sure they can fish, they can play pool, they can swim, they can do that, they can pay $40 for a cup of coffee. Stuff like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're going to have to play without fans no matter what. So,
I mean, to me, the fans, I don't think would make a difference. You don't practice with fans.
No, you
You
don't.
practice with music on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, it's just really one big scrimmage.
And we talked about in our last episode before this whole hiatus happened, I felt like not having the fans it would probably be weird, not having the fans and crowd. But yeah, actually
I think it's kind of make it better.
These NBA games, you just see the guys, because the guys have heard, who talk about it, like the NBA players have said, once you're in the game, you're locked in.
Yeah,
you don't even notice the fans are gone.
Because, I mean, honestly, when you're playing with fans, you end up just tuning them out anyway because you're just focused on playing the game.
Yeah. There's no real home court advantage.
Yeah,
so there's no
zone.
There's no away crowd getting you, trying to, in your head, heckling you. So, I mean, the fans really aren't necessary. It is nice to go to the games if you're a fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think so. No fans is not a problem. NFL should just probably figure out, a set in stone plan of how they want to go about like testing and keeping everything sanitized. In the locker rooms, on the field. You can't do social distancing on the field with a 53-man roster. That's impossible.
Everyone wear a mask on the sideline. That's what people in baseball do, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you got to wear a mask every other time, except when you're sweating and hitting somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, you're covering somebody. Hey, when you're playing, you ain't got to wear a mask. When you're all over somebody, you're good. But as soon as it's over, wrap it up, put a mask on.
And speaking of masks, they have their new face shield that they've been testing out. Things like 2 forms that I saw.
Yep. LSU've had them, and I think Florida State's had them. From what they've said, they can't breathe at all.
You see, and those, from what I saw, look different than the ones I've seen in the NFL version. Because the ones that I saw some film of the Chargers testing it out. I mean, they had, the holes were pretty huge. So I was like, what's really the whole point of having the mask anyway? If you have
gotta breathe. You can't. Yeah. That's suffocating because there's nowhere for the air to go. And when you're breathing, everything's getting hot and sweaty. Guess what? It's going to fog up. Visors fog up enough.
Yeah.
Now you're fogging up your whole face. It just doesn't work.
So I saw two. There was two. It was one dollar filter, and I saw one. I think was kind of like a black mesh filter to help, I guess, dilute any kind of particles trying to spit out. So I think if they do that, have a filter in front of the mask, you still be able to breathe, get air gets out, so you can be able to still not fogging up. But then, if you're on the sideline, you take your helmet off and the mask is off. You gotta put a mask on. That to me, that's not gonna.
It don't make sense. I mean, if you're testing them, before they even are playing, if you're testing them at the beginning of the week, how many times you're testing them and they're positive. I don't see why they ought to wear a mask at all. I mean, if they're
clean for the day, you should be able to.
Yeah, I mean, and they're already sweating and hitting each other. So I mean, but like I said, as soon as you're done hitting each other, wrap it up. Let's go. Don't want to spread the COVID.
Actually, NBA players, I haven't seen, like, when the guys go to the bench, I don't see them putting on masks. I know the coaches some of the coaching staff wear masks, but like the actual players sitting on the bench, I haven't seen them. Except the ones who probably don't get playing time. The bench warmers, they have to wear masks, but they're not getting in the game anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, the mask is
it's a controversial thing. It can go either way. It just depends on how you want to look at it. Depends on your views about it, I guess.
So, speaking of controversial, let's take a look at AB.
Oh, our boy AB.
The retired player?
Which time?
Let's see. Sixth
every
time?
every other time he gets
most recent
time.
NFL. So this guy,
AB,
he's a class act, that's for sure.
I actually I forget where. He sued two YouTubers in the beginning when he first started going down his spiral.
Yeah.
Downward spiral for gimmick infringement.
Yeah. Well, no.
For just using his name in their title when he got a hold of them.
He said infragment.
Oh, yeah, infragment. Likeness infragment. Gimmick infragment.
What's contract infragment, name? He used like 3 different types of infragment. His dumb butt meant infringement. So it's like he was going ranting on Instagram.
I don't know what his problem is. 1 minute he's ranting on Instagram, the next he's a rapper, then he's trying to get back in the NFL, then he's telling the NFL to go screw themselves, then he's retiring, then he's coming out saying I want to play.
Then he's promoting his rap album again. But now NFL finally released.
They finally said something.
Again, 8-game suspension.
8-game suspension.
At least. So it could be more because he started that one investigation from the Miami incident with the sexual assault allegations and like that. So, I mean, so he could get basically a whole season.
He could get a whole season here. He could end up playing half a season. Who knows?
So the question is, would he be worth the risk? Should a team pick him up knowing they're not going to have him for another year?
I mean, if he's still good, if he's still working, if he's still putting in work, and a team desperately needs him, why not? He is going to make your. If AB is playing ball, he's going to make your team better right away.
Better?
He's going.
I can't necessarily say better because his last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers, they didn't make the playoffs.
It's not all his fault.
So he did.
He's a good receiver. He's gonna make them better, especially a team with no weapons. He's gonna make them better
if he gets the help. If I was gonna sign him, I know
he needs help. Go ahead.
I know Seattle's interested in him. I know. Was it the Saints? I think worked him out. We're interested in a little bit. Like if you're gonna take the risk, I would put some kind of statements in the clause of the contract saying that you must get like mandated like therapy. These few times a month, weekly,
not
starting off, maybe daily with the therapist. To make sure like you're clear-headed. You're not gonna. Do it. Act like he's bipolar. Like, he's fine 1 minute, and then next you know, he's blowing away everything out of proportion.
I think it goes, but I don't remember which team it was, but I think it was 2016 that he took a really bad hit when he got a slant.
Oh yeah, that
Was it?
they were playing Cincinnati. That
The Bengals.
Burfitt.
Yes.
What's his name? Burfitt.
And I think if you go back to that hit, you see a pattern from then of just a downward spiral. I think CTE has a very big factor that plays in all of this.
Oh yeah.
The dude needs help. If he can get the help, he can get back on track, get back to the old AB. He can make any team better that picks him up.
And also too, once he got that paycheck, the real AB came out. I think that's what happened too.
Never got a paycheck.
When he got paid by the Steelers, because he was he wasn't a starter right away. He had to work it. He worked hard. No one can complain about his work ethic. Like
He's a hard worker.
Yeah. He's out there, every day training.
Yeah.
But as soon as he got that paycheck,
Juju showed up.
and then he started spiraling. He started coming in on a helicopter, wearing fur coats for practices and stuff. Then when I got the Juju, it went downhill from there. Like, it was, everyone thought Le'Veon was the problem. All he didn't want to do was just get paid. But AB is down there cussing out the quarterback. The quarterback didn't help either. Ben Roethlisberger is another case. But he's apparently found the Lord, so maybe he's changed too. So. So hopefully, if a team takes a chance, hopefully it's not a team that rivals my Bucks.
I mean, the Seahawks, the Seahawks will take a chance on him. The Seahawks are thinking about Gordon too. They bring him back too.
Yeah, I mean,
Unlimited Russell Wilson and AB on the same team.
that would be interesting. Unlimited.
I don't know how many people have saw this. Okay, Russell Wilson released a video talking about an alter ego. Okay, I wish we could pull the video up and show everybody. Just what happened. It was
like
weird
what,
and
about
uncomfortable.
a 3 minute long video.
It was weird and uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable video.
He's always been like a kind of reserved, kind of
He should have
to
stayed
himself
that way.
guy.
He should have stayed that way.
So I don't know what made him think that he can post this on Twitter.
I mean, yeah, just because you got paid don't mean...
Well, hey, now that you got paid, you can do whatever you want. No one's going to say anything about it.
Yeah, but there's people like us that'll bring it up. And
Got paid, got a beautiful wife, got kids. He's living his life right now, living it up.
yeah. Oh, he's living unlimited.
So,
Alter ego.
in case y'all didn't hear, his alter ego is unlimited. Mr. Unlimited. That's exactly how he said it. He kept going on like, hey, Russ, what's your motivation?
What keeps you going?
Unlimited. First of all, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. What
Like,
does that even mean? What does it mean? Like,
You're-
you got no limit. So, no limits keeps you going.
like, maybe. But you would say no limit, like no limit, like
Unlimited.
unlimited.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
I don't understand his thought process. He should probably just stay away from social media. Let professionals handle that,
His
like
team take care of
his
it.
PR team, whatever. Like, Russ, do not. Please stop calling yourself unlimited. All right. Oh my gosh.
So how about all those players opting out in the NFL so far? There's been a pretty good amount of them.
Yeah. I mean, I looked at the list. It was, besides the Patriots, there's really a lot of unknown guys who. Their names, you're like, who was that? Who was that? Who was that? He's not a starter. Who was that? Who's that? Yeah, it's a bunch of nobodies, basically.
Glad you brought the Patriots up. Are they playing in this?
Patriots? Playing on an opting out, make people doubt them?
Their entire defense? Their entire defense is gone.
Yeah.
Newton has no help. No, he has nothing. He has no weapons. They have a good running back. They have a good couple running backs. They got N'Keal Harry if he can stay healthy, and if he's proven.
We got Sanu. Maybe he'll do something with Cam. I don't know.
They got Cam. What are they going to do with Cam? Like, we've seen Cam's already self-aware of the situation of New England.
I
If
think
he'll fit. I think he'll fit in pretty.
yeah, the offense will be fine. The problem is he just won't have anybody to throw to. That's the whole problem. I mean, they would have had two wide receivers to throw to, but they both self-sabotage. So
Maybe they take a chance on AB.
I think Bill Belichick is done. So,
Are you sure?
yes, he's done AB.
Took a chance on Cam.
Yeah, but he only took a chance with Cam because he got cheap.
It's true. Bill Belichick's smart. He's not.
Smart.
He's not dumb. He's very smart.
Everyone knew that the Panthers were not going to keep Cam. So everyone waited and waited. Are they going to release him? Are they going to trade him? Because like if you trade for him, he's going to be owed $19 million. I mean, it's still pretty cheap. Or you wait till he's cut, and you can pay him the veteran minimum, basically. They signed Cam
Panthers really
Newton
screwed him.
to like 1.9 million.
$1 million. Just $1 million. Maybe. Plus, it's not even guaranteed. He's only get like $750 guaranteed, I think. That's not including incentives. They got him dirt cheap.
It's a test out here. It's smart.
I mean, it
If
is
pan
very
out
smart.
for you, then you sign next year, and it doesn't work out, well, see you, Cam.
You got it for cheap.
We got our guy Stidham.
Maybe.
Stid.
Maybe Bill Belichick's helping Cam get back in the league. You know, maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe Bill Belichick's, because Cam's already self-aware. He has not put good film out this past few years.
Yeah.
So maybe Bill's like, look, Cam, you can come here. You're healthy. Come here. I can help you get back. Maybe you put out some good film, put up some good numbers. Maybe take us to the playoffs. Maybe show what you can do. Maybe give us a winning season. I don't know.
Yeah. He probably can't. Hey, that's probably how he said it. You know how Bill Belichick talks with that low, deep, can't understand what he's saying voice for his hoodie.
Or maybe there's a bigger
Conspiracy? Are the Patriots on all this? Fooling us all?
It'll be the first time.
Or they sign Cam just so they can tank to get Trevor Lawrence?
What's up, everybody? So, we had a little technical difficulty in the beginning.
Little mishap.
Our producer forgot to press record. She may or may not get fired for this. I don't know. We'll have to have a meeting about this later and talk about it. So, if you're just now listening to us and you want to get the audio, you can get us all on podcast forms on
our YouTube channel. Obviously, if you're watching the video, you're already on our YouTube channel. So it'd be The Bro Show. Bro is one word. When we type that in, so it's The Bro, one word, show. We also have our podcast will be on anchor.fm/bro-show. And then we're also on Spotify, so you can look up The Bro Show on Spotify also. If you want to listen to them while you're driving the car or just, cleaning around the house, put us on.
Or it's a nice morning, you're sitting out on your deck drinking your coffee, maybe enjoying some vitamins. I don't know what you can be doing in your backyard. That's up to you. Hey, it's a free country. Whatever you want to do. Just when you're doing it, listen to the Bro Show.
That's all you gotta do.
That's all you gotta do. So, catch us on YouTube and streaming platforms for podcasts.
And make sure you hit that like button,
Subscribe
button, show support.
Our Instagram. We have an Instagram and a Twitter now.
Yes.
We just hopped on the Twitter in the Twitter world.
that will be
So,
in the description down below. So
yes.
please make sure you guys check that out. Show some support. All right.
Got some merch coming.
Oh yeah.
We're working on that. Got some
Yes.
things coming, you know. So, now,
Off to the second half of our show. What we got going on? Current events, breaking news, going on around the world.
well, it came out last week. Brittany, if you want to get it pulled up, maybe read off a couple of things. The Pac-12.
Yes.
We stand 100% with all NCAA human, put emphasis on that, human athletes.
We are
Okay.
united. That's for sure.
Because let's just say this. Without these athletes, these schools, they have no revenue they have no revenue.
None.
They have nothing.
These players are putting their bodies on the line. You know,
For their entertainment.
basically.
They're
The NCAA is making what? Billions of dollars.
Billions of
These
dollars.
schools
off
are
these
making millions
kids.
of dollars.
And these are just kids, man. They're coming in at 17, 18 years old.
They don't know what to do
And-
with their lives.
No,
They go out
they're
when they're told.
just happy to maybe get that scholarship for a year or two and hopefully not get hurt to get that pulled.
The coach comes in, hey, we'll take care of you and your family. So you get these poor kids, all around the country. Yeah, of course they're going to want to take care of their family, want to get that paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make it to the NFL.
I mean, they've been
But-
struggling their whole life. They want to take care of their families.
As soon as you get hurt, sorry.
Next man
You
up.
lose your scholarship. Or you get cut. Yeah, next man up.
Next man up. College football, the next man up mentality.
Why do you think they have a transfer portal?
And some of these kids that are opting out, especially their final years, I don't know if that's good because, like we just said, it's next man up. Better hope you put out good enough film your junior the last time you started.
I mean, if you're a freshman, I get it. If you want to opt out, you want to stay safe,
Yeah.
I get it. But,
Freshman, sophomore.
sophomore, junior, I don't know, sophomore, because even some sophomore
It depends.
starters.
Depends on, I guess it's situational. Depends on if you're starting or not.
If you're a starter, depending on your position, don't opt out.
Yeah. I know you guys, just trust me, it's not going to be good in the long run.
They don't
Because,
care about
like Deion Sanders said, the game's going to go on without you. Next man up.
So it says that on Thursday night, the NCAA executives and 12 of the players had a 2-hour-long phone call, which seemed to be productive, which was great. But they mostly kept it to health and player safety amid the COVID outbreak. They did not come to any sort of resolution as far as the players getting any salary. The executives are saying they're against that they're against the players getting any sort of compensation. So it seems like they kept the phone call towards health,
Health and safety.
which is a good way to deflect from
Yeah.
not having to talk about the money.
So
Right.
the Pac-12, they released sometime last week pretty much a list of demands they want to play.
Yeah.
Because in their eyes, they seem like they're not getting treated well and fair.
Yeah.
There's no health and safety codes to come back, which that's good. They because that's most players' problem is there's no
There's no protocols.
Protocols, yeah.
There's no plan of, okay, like all professional sports, they have a plan, like they have a bubble, they have, even NFL at least has
They have-
small protocols to get these players tested
yeah,
and
but testing
so on.
these days.
What happens if you do get it, like what, they're going to quarantine you, how long you're going to be away, something like that. Like NCAA doesn't have anything.
No. So that's good that they had a productive call about that.
Yeah.
That is good. That's a step forward into what most of them want.
I mean, the whole compensation thing,
The flip side of that coin, yeah.
that if I was an exec, I'm playing devil's advocate here, it's like, okay, so let's say you pay these players. all right, are you going to pay every sport? Like, if someone's a badminton pro and, like, semi-pro, are you going to pay them?
You don't pay them as much as football, though.
Yeah, so then you get in tricky, like, okay, so how do you just break up the money, distribute it to each player? How much should each player get? Like, are the star players going to get more money?
Well, of course, because there's...
Is it going to be like the pros, basically? Stars get more money.
I mean, what it would be fair would to be have a base salary for all players. This is your base amount you can make. That would probably, that might be a level playing field. I don't know. Just speaking out the ass here. A base playing field for everybody. And then maybe, because you are going to have the Trevor Lawrences, the Justin Fieldses, where they have opportunities to make more than an Ian Book.
Yeah.
They're going to sell more jerseys. They're going to sell more merchandise.
Yeah.
So here's some numbers on the pay scale. So Larry Scott, the Pac-12 commissioner, makes $5.3 million a year, making him the highest paid college commissioner in the nation.
Holy crap.
So he did, during the pandemic, agreed to take a 12% pay cut. But they're wanting him and others, not just him and others, to take a pay cut in order to, one, help pay these players, and two, help to give back into the programs. Because a lot of programs are seeing cuts. So also, they said that a study showed that the 4-year average value of a Pac-12 football player is $1.9 million. So it says that the NCAA is denying football and men's basketball players roughly $10 billion in generated wealth over a 4-year period.
Jeez, that's crazy.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It is. See, at least in basketball, a lot of guys stay to their 4 years. You have you might have a few one and dones, but it's not as rare because they're not as successful. But in college, football, you have to be at least junior to go pro.
One thing that basketball does have over college football that is starting to become a more popular option. G League will make that money, right?
Yeah, G League does have a program.
Do you think maybe if nothing changes with the NCAA and them not making changes and compensating these players because they go out there every week for that school, for that commissioner, for that program, and put their lives on the line? Because one bad hit, one bad move, one bad step, one bad push, one bad block can ruin and end a player's career. Something they've been working so hard for with their family and on their back that they're trying to take care of, and if they get COVID, something that that no one predicted.
Yeah. So I like your idea of doing a base salary. So they should give them. Let's say they give them for a minimum of 3 years. For most players, stay 3 years. Mm-hmm. You give them a base salary, and you split it up between each year. So your freshman year, you make the least amount. Then
how much would you make though? What is a good amount for a freshman?
What numbers the numbers you're making what they revenue $1 million for a player. So you split that up between
over 3 years.
And if you stay for your 4th year, then they'll give you a little. Then they'll give you a little extra for that incentive for that following year. But so it's maybe say $2 million for 3 years. Start off with a couple $100,000.
$250 your freshman year, maybe,
and increase it to your sophomore year and your junior year. So by then you're still making money. So if you do get hurt, also they'll have to put something in the contracts too. Hey, can you protect me still if I do get hurt or something happens? Because it happens all the time. Players get hurt, lose their starting job.
I mean, if you look at the NFL, some guys, if they get hurt, their money's not guaranteed.
Yeah. They have to give them...
If they get hurt, is it not guaranteed? Is that how you make it better?
Yeah.
if you get you didn't play, or do you compensate them for what they did play up until they did get hurt?
Yeah. Because like freshmen, you don't know what they're going to do until they play on the field.
Yeah, you know, if they even play.
Yeah, so you give them that small lump sum. Everybody, keep it even. No matter if you're a 5-star recruit or you're a 1-star, keep it even. Then that second year, start increasing and making that jump for players.
And then, because I mean, technically, they're already getting paid for third-party appearances. They can already make money off likeness for third-party appearances already.
Yeah.
So then, what happens if that is the case where you got players that are more maybe are freshmen that are more of a hot commodity, like Spencer Radler? We'll take him he was an incoming freshman that was already a hot commodity and kind of.
Yeah.
So does he get made more for those if he did appearances and his jersey maybe sold more than a senior's? You know, how does that work?
Yeah. So I think that's where like that would be like a separate thing, like just like in NFL, like you got guys who make enough money, but in endorsements, so that'll be like the college players' endorsement, like those third party things, where you can make a little extra money for being a star player. Because if you're just besides your family, if you're like a second string quarterback or like no one's gonna really know who you are unless it's your family and friends.
Maybe give them all Nike, Under Armour, Adidas deals too when they're at the schools. Help them out too.
Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, they can do that when they get out of schools. Why not already have, especially those guys that are, maybe give those guys that are a little more commodity a little more bonus than the guys that are down a little more, but still,
Because like, hey, this player, like they're in their second year, you know they're going to the league next year. So you might as well, like, hey, we'll give you a little extra, so when you make it to the league, you already got an endorsement deal with us.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good start, too. A good transition. You have to worry about players getting paid on the table, by Nike or by Under Armour,
or
Adidas,
agents.
like agents taking advantage of these kids, too.
Or does someone come in and go, you know what, enough's enough. Now we got a G League for college football. We got a G League for these guys that come out for high school. They could play a couple of years in the G League.
I got a good option that could be a G League for college football. XFL. It just got bought out.
If I could do the eyebrow raise, I would, but I can't.
By none other than The Rock, his ex-wife, who I guess they had partnership with.
It's kind of cool that he works with his ex-wife on a lot of business
deals. They must have a good relationship. And then some other investors.
Yeah, I actually have an article pulled up, and it says that it was approved because they was going through bankruptcy, as we all know.
Yeah.
In April, XFL filed for bankruptcy. So the bankruptcy attorneys approved the sale to Dwayne Johnson's group, like a group of people that's including him, which we know also includes his ex-wife, who he does he owns a production company with, and things like that. So for $15 million,
that's so cheap.
And I was actually reading. So they put it in auction, right? Vince McMahon was actually going to bid again and try to redo it again, but then he changed his mind and let The Rock and his company.
Because you already had 2 strikes with it.
That's probably what they're thinking. I've already. This guy put $200 million,
and he sold it
into the company. Can you imagine that? You invest $200 million into a company,
so
and
crazy.
he probably didn't even get. He probably got $15 million back in revenue.
Lucky.
If that, all this games were always sold out.
I know they sold a lot of merch too.
Yeah.
If COVID wouldn't happen, we wouldn't be talking about this. Yeah. They would have had a successful first season, and they would definitely be coming back for.
But hey, maybe all things happen for a reason, and maybe now that Rock is going to, because him and his ex-wife are going to be actually hands-on with it. She's going to be a real executive part of it. They might hire some of the former executives who obviously did a good job because it was running smooth.
Maybe, and what's good is The Rock, he's younger, so he's more in tune with the younger generation, where Vince is Vince.
And also, Rock has experience. Like, he
Right.
knows what it was like
He
when
knows
he
the
was
ins and outs.
trying to make it into the league
Yeah,
and not
so
getting that
maybe,
chance and then getting injured. Something happens, and then you get cut, and it's like, what do you do?
So Rocky, our friend, you're gonna get to know us. Make it happen. G League, help these guys out, dude. Come on. You know they're getting screwed by not getting paid. You were there.
Yeah.
$15 in your pocket. Remember? You were there. Help these kids out.
Just think about your show, Ballers. You went against the NCAA in the show, so, and you end up buying the Kansas City Chiefs in the show. So
You bought the XFL in real life, same thing. It's like The Simpsons. He was a time traveler. Rock, you a time traveler?
Who knows?
So one thing I think is interesting to note about this whole thing is Danny Garcia is The Rock's ex-wife and one of the partners. She is now the first female owner of a major American sports league.
Wow.
Oh, just making history there. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give her a clap. I'll give her a clap.
And they said they're trying to plan and transition into a early 2021 bubble concept.
Really?
So we may be seeing XFL next
winter
year in a bubble format.
That'll be good.
That'll be pretty cool.
That'll be a good idea.
I think it'll be good. The Rock, he's smart. He's a good business dude, obviously.
Yeah. First of all, side note, sorry. NFL, take notes. The XFL is not even around yet, and they're already talking about a bubble. Take notes.
I'm just saying, lock your guys down in their hometowns. You guys, no one's traveling to your games anyway. You can lock down them hotels. You're good. Get 53 rooms. Screw it. Double some guys up. Let's go. Let's lock it down so we can have some football. And Fauci, shut up about it. Sorry, I'm just saying. Let's just play some football. Mask up when you're not hitting each other and getting all sweaty. So, anything else? Current events? Anything else happen?
We can take a crack at Pat McAfee.
Oh yeah, our boy.
Oh boy, Pat.
We, of course, this is a Pat McAfee friendly show. We love him.
Yeah, we are fans. We probably watch the show.
Fans of his.
Every time he posts, or every day we're watching clips and Pat McAfee show, and also the Pat McAfee and Hawk show.
We used to be wrestling fans.
Kind of lost the interest.
Yeah, kind of did turn.
Storylines.
Yeah, Vince, you need to be out of there because Triple H is really running things pretty good down in NXT. I'll tell you
Orlando got things rolling.
What they've been doing with this whole Pat McAfee, Adam Cole thing since the inception, since he started there, they've had a beef.
Yeah.
Which, of course, we know from watching the show. Pat's a guy that he likes to press buttons a little bit and take some jabs.
He'll press a button, see how you react. He'll press 2 more buttons, see how you react. You react more, he's going to press 3 or 4 more buttons until you fully blow up. Then he's like, oh.
And we got these wrestlers. I guess apparently they're soft nowadays.
They're sensitive.
Can't even take a little statistical jab because Adam Cole, you are small.
It's facts.
You were surrounded by 3 other guys.
Facts.
Come on now.
You're not unlimited, okay?
No. Remember, you're the king, baby, of NXT. Who
King?
got...
It's a strong word because I never even heard of you until you got onto the Pat McAfee show. So if you're the king, I mean, I'm not as in tune in wrestling as I used to be, but I at least know a lot of the wrestlers' names now. But I've never heard of you, Adam Cole. If you're the king.
Well, he's not the king because Pat kind of kicked that crown right off his head.
Yeah. He punted that thing.
Kicking piss missiles to the sky.
Yeah. That was
They've done a great build with all this.
If you haven't seen the clip or not interested in really wrestling, I still
Go watch
recommend watching that clip.
It's on his show.
Former NFL punter punting Adam Cole.
He's just a punter. He surrounded himself around people his whole career. He didn't do anything.
Nothing.
Well,
he's
a guy.
Two-time Pro Bowler, one of the top.
2-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champ, kicked off a Super Bowl, won a punt passing kick contest, national champion.
And also named to the All-Decade team for his...
All-decade punter, the greatest punter in the NFL ever.
So, yeah.
He has a cannon for a leg.
Cannon. So, it's that whole controversy. They have, I guess, a match coming up in 2 weeks. So it kind of made us think, like, is it real or was it staged?
I'm sure it started out real, but now it's a work. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm personally, I'm gonna sit back and just enjoy it because I know there's gonna be all these marks, gonna be marking out saying it's not. What? Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to talk to our producer.
I guess she's telling us to wrap it up. So,
all right, guys.
This is the end of the show, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button.
Leave a comment. Tell us what you think.